Sean Gunn calling out Disney CEO?
Talks about what a shame it is. He needs to remember that in 1980, CEOs like him made 30 times what their lowest worker was making. Now Bob Iger makes 400 times what his lowest worker is. And I think that's a shame, Bob. And maybe you should take a look in the mirror and ask yourself, why is that? And not only why is that, is it okay? Is it morally okay? Is it ethically okay that you make that much more than your lowest worker? And if so, why? Why is that okay? If your response is that that's just the way business is done now, that's just the way corporations work now, well, that sucks, and that makes you a person if that's your answer.
I love how much of this is...
come up with a better answer than that.
So I've seen this, and I've seen Ron Perlman essentially making direct threats towards Bob Iger. I love how much of this is being directed like at Bob Iger. This can be a clip, by the way. You'll have to edit in the video yourself. Sorry.
One thing before I get off this. The motherfucker who said we're going to keep this thing going until people start losing their houses and their apartments. Listen to me, motherfucker. There's a lot of ways to lose your house. Some of it is financial, some of it is karma, and some of it is just figuring out who the fuck said that. And we know who said that. And where he fucking lives. There's a lot of ways to lose your house. You wish that on people. You wish that families starve while you're making $27 fucking million a year for creating nothing. Be careful, motherfucker. Be really careful. Because that's the kind of shit that stirs shit up. Peace out.
I wouldn't be surprised if Ron Perlman is like blacklisted from future projects because of that. Like I wouldn't be like making what is pretty much just a direct threat by saying like, yeah, be careful, like we'll fuck you up. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he got less roles in the future because of that. Sean Gunn's response is a bit more tactful. Like, what do I want to say here? Like, Sean Gunn's response gets at the issue in a more digestible way for the majority of people on different political spectrums, right? On one end, I can see people being like, oh, fucking Hollywood actors and writers and celebrities. Like, oh, you want more money? It's like, they're correct, though. They're very much correct that the studios are hoarding wealth in ways that is completely unfair and unsustainable. When you get to a certain degree of greed, it's not only just going to be bad for the people that are being fucked over, but it's going to be bad for everybody in the long run. You know, like what I don't know what you expect to do as a CEO of Disney when your actors can't even fucking like survive properly. Like, sure, there's tons of actors that are multimillionaires, but like they're protesting for not just fucking, you know, Brad Pitt. They're protesting for a lot of actors that like are having a lot of difficulty in this financial environment, right? So even if let's say actors are fine and they're not like absolutely struggling, I think that the idea that CEOs should be making 400 times what their lowest worker makes is not ethical either way. If you are reaping that much benefit and reward from your workers and from the people that are artistically creating these projects for you, and you just own them, I think that you should be sharing the wealth more. And I think that there should be regulations in place that facilitate that. I think the current form of capitalism is not regulated enough. I think that capitalism works best if it's heavily regulated. Otherwise, it's completely unsustainable. Yeah, Bob Iger is like a gigantic piece of shit. And like everybody that defends billionaires does not have a proper concept, a proper perception of like what $1 billion actually means. To most people, like $10,000 is life-changing. Like $10,000 is life-changing, right? $10,000 I'd be able to just like fucking accept that those fucking lawyers from Toronto that I had a conversation with and get my immigration process figured out. Just an extra $10,000 right now would actually make a difference to me, right? And I'm doing much better than like the average person financially, and $10,000 still makes a huge difference in my life, right? Fucking $1 billion? Like, unless you think that it's your constitutional right to be able to just hoard everything and like, oh, I can only afford to buy one island this year. Go fuck yourself. $1 billion, holy shit. People don't understand how much a billion actually is. Like, 1 million seconds is 12 days. 1 billion seconds is over 32 years. People don't understand the multiplication aspect of this, you know? Like, it's insane. Like, it's not reasonable. It's not a reasonable amount of money for someone to have in a way that is exploiting other people. And most billionaires, maybe not every billionaire, but most billionaires have achieved their wealth through exploiting people and essentially just rigging the system, which I think is the biggest issue, is that you can be a billionaire. If you can make $1 billion in a heavily regulated environment that doesn't allow you to fuck people over as much as you're currently allowed to, then fucking great, make $1 billion. But yeah, people acting as if there should be like no regulations on corporations is just insane.